I've been a Celestial member before I met him. I actually came across him on the YouTube through all this interview. And then I was thinking it was a truth sayer, which I value. When I see a truth sayer, I normally appreciate them when I see one in a nation wherever it seems to be a kind of difficult thing to find a truth sayer. That was what I thought he was when I met him in that early 2020. So whenever I go to Lagos, I'm actually based in Abuja then. So whenever I I go to Lagos, I normally attend its services. I mean, maybe sometimes Mercy service, popularly called Esianu on Wednesday, and sometimes Sunday whenever I'm in Lagos. So on one day, that was February 2022, he invited me for a book launch in 2021. He made me the chairman of the occasion. And the second one was 2022. On that 2022, I wasn't even ready to come, which I was very busy then. But he told me, saying he will get upset with me if I do not make it to his book launch. That the man he tend to make as the chairman of the occasion, and happened something came up and he couldn't make it to be at the occasion, at the book launch. So he invited me to Greece and honor him for that day. So I had no option but to just accept the invitation. Then I made it to Lagos that day. A day before that very day, then that was February 2022. So at that occasion, at the book launch, he introduced one woman called Omolara Akitonde, Omolara Elizabeth Akitonde, as former First Lady of Ogun State, saying the woman owns a gigantic land in Ibeju Lekki, close to Dangote Refinery, for sale. And then he will be selling it to a church member for 2 million per plot. And I'm actually a full let me say full-time forex trader. But on the sideline, I do real estate business, and which I already explained to him right before that occasion, before he invited me for that book launch. So he introduced that woman as former First Lady of Ogun State to Colonel Akitonde. So after they advertised the land, the woman came there. The woman was present at the book launch. So after the advertisement of the land, the whole thing. So the mention of the land is located beside Dangote Refinery. That was what grabbed my attention, because at that time Dangote Refinery was still in was still at the construction process, not yet done then, as at 2022. So it grabs my attention that if someone could have a land close to, so even if it is within that vicinity, close to Dangote Refinery, that land should appreciate in no time. That was what actually caught my interest to buy that land. So after the book launch, I went to him. I said I'm interested in that land, and he said how much. I said I will be going for 1 hectare, which is 15 plot of land. Because initially, he once gave me a message as if because this whole thing was just a format. He planned the whole thing ahead. He gave me a message. He said, I will get my hands on one land process. I will possess one land, and it's going to be big, but I'll be getting that land from an honorable person. And that was how he gave me the message then, in form of prophecy, or in form of giving spiritual message. So when he now advertised that land at that book launch, my mind went toward remind me of what he has already said. I was thinking probably maybe that is because he introduced the woman as former First Lady, and that you were said to me that woman could be referred to as an honorable person. So I went to him. I said I'll be interested in that land. I'll be buying 15 plots of land, and he said per plot is 2 million, 2 million per plot. So when I got to Lagos, and I told him before I proceed for the payment, I would like to involve my lawyer. But he should talk me into not getting lawyer. That is Marcus. He said I don't need lawyer, that if I have to go through lawyer, I have to pay some certain amount of money, and those ones are not necessary. The land is genuine, and because the way he introduced the woman to me as former first lady. So I already assumed in my own head that okay, and he said he's gonna play the intermediary between both me and the seller, which is Mrs. Omolara Elizabeth Akintonde. So when I got to Lake, I told him that I want to get a lawyer, but he told me no, that would not be necessary, but because he's gonna play the intermediary. When I got to Abuja, I sent him the money, which is 30 million naira. Because initially I never told him I had anything like that. The only thing I do is go to his church, attend services, then go back to my house. Nothing more, nothing less. So then when I got to Lagos, when I got to Abuja, I sent him the money, which is 30 million. Then I think like 2-3 days. I can't say the exact interval between when I sent him the money and when he called me. Out of the blue, just called me saying the land is still remaining. You can still get more. Ilẹ̀ yẹn sì kú, tó bá fẹ́ rà sí òṣèlè rà sí ilẹ̀ yẹn dá o, tó bá kó lé. Oma appreciate you hotel it next year. I'm trying to say the way he said it when he called me on the phone. So he told me to come for the land, buy more. That even if I decide to, because I told him because I actually withdrew the 50% of my capital, which I was using for forex trading then, to buy that land, believing that if I sell the land the following year, then sell the half, then I can make more, then keep the rest. That was my initial plan. Then he now said, because I told him that meaning that I'm not having enough capital then to buy more land. He now said, if I buy more, I can decide to sell it the following year. So I was like, okay, let me just try it. If I withdraw the whole money in my account, because forex trading, sometimes you make profits and sometimes you make losses. So I like, okay, this is a physical asset. Let me just put this money into this physical asset. Then next year I'll continue my trading again, back full, and then have more capital to trade. That was my initial plan. Then I sent the money. But when he called me the second time, it wasn't ordinary. That was what people are not getting from this whole story. Then he called me again asking for another 30 million naira, which made it 60 million naira, then 2 hectares, 2 million per plot, 2 hectares. Which makes it 30 plot of land. Then before I gave him that money, I told him I want to know where the land is located. He said he's gonna get some boys from his own brother, who was a Colonel Rocco, Tibetan. He said he's gonna get some boys from him to escort us to inspect that land. He said the money I gave to him is still with him, that I has never gave it to the woman. But that was even after he called me for the second time. And after I gave him the second time, I was not asking him when are we going to inspect that land. He keeps repeating the same thing. He's still waiting for his brother Colonel Rockwell Tibetan to give him some boys to escort us to go and inspect the land. And he told me, don't forget, he told me the land is located in Ibejuleki beside Dangote Refinery. That was what he keeps saying for a whole year. Then one fateful day, I left Abuja for Lagos, and I went to meet him that, oh, you said in this land you have the money, can we go for the land? Other kind of thing. He said, okay, he has released the 50% of the money to the woman, that he's not going to release the rest, the balance, until we actually go to the land to inspect it. That was what he told me. Then again, I left. Then one day he now told me, okay, because that woman keep calling me too. That is Omolara Akintonde keep calling me asking for the balance, even without me knowing where the land is located. Then I now told Marco that this woman keep disturbing me, but I told her that you be the one to handle the whole thing, because you told me not to get a lawyer because you are going to play the intermediary. And according to what he said, I said if the woman tries to make any stupid move, that she that except the one want to die. that will you try to make any stupid moves. That was what Marcus told me then, Marcus Tibetan. So at the end, he told me that he gave the whole money to the woman without me knowing where the land is. And okay, after you gave the money to the woman, then where's my document? Then he started dribbling me left and right, left and right. Then one day I went to Lagos again. I met him. He now said, this is the document. He said I should sign it. Because when he told me to sign it, I wanted to go through the content of the deed of assignment. But normally, it's someone who is always busy. So some people are waiting for him to be attended to. So he's rushed to give me the last page of that deed of assignment. I signed, then he witnessed it. Then after I now got the paper from him, and as I started going through the content of the deed of assignment, I noticed that my name was deliberately misspelled. Why did I say my name was deliberately misspelled? When they sent me the breakdown for the payment of the land, my name was correctly spelled. That was what I was trying to, some of those things I was trying to show on my screen then. My name was correctly spelled when they gave me the breakdown payment. Then after the money was fully paid, they now said there was a typographical error where they typed my name. My name is Timilehin, Timelehin. They now wrote Timeleyin, which I believe was deliberate. Then on the content of the deed of assignment, they wrote like it was 18 plots they wrote inside that deed of assignment instead of 30 plots of land. They wrote 18 plots. Then there was some column in that deed of assignment which was put dash. So now I went back to him, asking him that why was 18 plot of land written on this deed of assignment instead of 30 plot of land. That is the first question I asked him. Then the second question I asked him was that why all these dashes in this deed of assignment? Then his response was that the 18 plot I saw from that deed of assignment was because the first money he gave to that woman was 36 million naira, which makes it 18 plots. That was the answer he gave to me regarding that 18 plot that I saw from the deed of assignment. Then concerning the dash, he said after we signed that they will now take the document to Alausa. And I asked him, the woman should have authenticated this deed of assignment from Alausa from land in Alausa before bringing it to me. Because now I'm meant to sign this document. The woman have his own copy, I have our own copy, while I have my own copy. Why will it be after I sign this document, then you now take it to Alausa? The reason why they actually made that was because they don't want the document to actually end in my hand. Because initially, when I made payment for that land, I forgot. I just remember now. Marcus was even trying to lure me into putting his name on that document, which later denied. That one he could deny that one because that one was between me and between me and him inside his office. So he could easily deny that. But he was actually trying to lure me into having his name on that document. Then secondly, even till now, he have his address on the deed of assignment. He claimed, because he has granted some interview to some people, lying to them, saying that I do not have he said as at that time, I do not have one particular address. I've been living in Abuja before I met you in 2020, and you claim I do not have a permanent address. So where was I coming from Abuja to Lagos? Then that you claim that I don't have the address I don't have a particular a permanent address. But he ended up having his address on that document, and that was one of the reasons why they do not want the document to end in my hand, because I'll actually go to Alausa to confirm the authenticity of that document. So that document was with them for complete 1 year without me knowing where the land is located. And I forgot to mention again, they actually, he told me initially not to get a lawyer. He said he's going to play the intermediate, but later he came back asking me for 5.5 million naira for lawyer. And I said, okay, even if I want to get lawyer, I should be the one to get my lawyer. He said I should allow the woman to handle the whole thing. And I asked him, it doesn't make any sense. Why should the lawyer of the seller be the lawyer for the buyer? It doesn't make any sense. But to be realistic, the whole thing, it was just using voodoo. But some people will not want to accept it that way, because they will be like, maybe he was just giving me format and I was falling for all those things. No, he actually used voodoo, and I'll give you, and at the end of this interview, I'll be able to point my my point where nobody has ever paid attention to how God exposed him from using the voodoo he used to obtain those money from me. So after 1 year, and in January 2023, he took the money. I gave him the money in February 2022. In January 2023, I went to Lagos. I called him. I said I will be coming to Lagos. I told him I will be coming to inspect that land. But initially, he thought that I will be coming to his house before going to the land. Like normally, whenever I come to Lagos, I'll normally go pay him a visit. But this time, because I actually went to Lagos to attend the wedding of my friend. So after the wedding, I now called one of my friends to drive me to Ibejuleki beside Dangote Refinery to inspect my land. I called the woman. I said I want to know where the land is located today. That was I think January 10 or 9th, 2023. So the woman said she will be sending me a driver to come and pick me. I told her no problem, because I do not want her to know that I'll be coming there. Why? Because I made some consultation. I was even told not to even go there. But me, I actually want to know what was going on, because if I had not go to that land, there will still be lying concerning that. There will still be some covered lies about all they've done, all they did to me. So, and I told her I'll be going to inspect the land. He said he will be sending the driver to pick me. I said no problem. On that morning, and I told her there's no problem. No, don't bother sending me a driver. My friend will be the one to drive me to the land. So my friend now drove me to the end of that Dangote Refinery road. We passed through the World Trade Center, passed to the end of that road. Why? Because Marcus told me in 2023, he said the land was located in Ibejuleki beside Dangote Refinery. That was why we drove to that area. Even that woman even blocked Omalaraki Tonde, blocked my number that very day. Because after we drove to the end of that road, and I got upset, asking him on the phone that, why can't you just give me the exact address where this land is located? Why you people disturbing me and just as if I don't know what I'm doing here? So the woman was just talking to me after taking such huge amount of money from me, talking to me as if he was talking to one little boy. And I told the woman, I said, woman, you cannot talk to me in this way. I'm having a business transaction with you. I'm not your son. I'm not someone you can just talk to anyhow. The woman just banged the phone. That was because after I've wasted hours driving from Lekki Phase 1 to the end of that Dangote Refinery road, passed through World Trade Center to the end of that road, we now turn back coming to the town. The woman now called one guy to call me, saying we went through the wrong route, that the land the land was not located in Ibejuleki. He said the land was in Epe. Now, we drove back again. We got to the main road. We now drove to Epe. The land was not even in the town of Epe, in a remote bushy area inside Epe. That was where the land is located. So after I got to the land, I don't even know if the land they took me to was actually genuine or not. It was a bushy land, whereby even if anybody go inside that bush, people passing on the main road will not know what's going on inside the bush. So I told my friend, we just turned when we got to that land without wasting any time. And I have my reason for doing that, based on the consultation I made before going to inspect that land. So the guy who came to pick us said, are we not going to come down and inspect the land? I said, are you here to give me to allocate my own land to me? He said, no. I said, just for me to see. I said, I'm already seeing the land. There's nothing to come down from the car to see. So after, on my way going back to Lekki, the woman got upset because I went to that land not coming down. Mind you, I said I have my reasons for not coming down. But the woman get upset on the phone, saying I went to the land without stepping on the ground. Then after the woman had dropped call, Marcus now called me. That is Corredator missing Marcus, popularly known as Marcus Tibetan. He called me on the phone. He said I went to inspect that land without telling him. He said, if I will say the way he said it, tí àgbàlagbà olówó ilẹ̀ yẹn ò sọ fún mi, ṣó rò pé mo fẹ́ gbalẹ̀ ẹni, tí àgbàlagbà bá ti ṣẹ̀ mí, mi ò kí ń dáríjì àgbàlagbà. Meaning that I went to inspect that land without informing him. Do I think he wanted to take the land from me, to grab the land from me? He said when an elderly person or when an adult offend him, he doesn't forgive adults, which he denied now. But unfortunately for him, I had him on speaker, and my friend was listening to him when he said it inside the car, which he later denied. So, and I said, Marcus told me the land is in Ibejuleki beside Dangote Refinery. You went to show me a land in a remote area in a farmland in Epe after 1 year that you people took 65 million from me. And I said, at this point, I'm not interested in that land. You people should refund my money back to me, because obviously there's something fishy about this land. And I got a lawyer. The lawyer now made investigation about the land. We now found out that the land was actually a government acquisition land, which is not meant for sale. They were denying that for complete almost 1 year. In 2024, the family who owns that land, which that the Lagos State took that land from before giving it to that woman, they now went on Punch News, releasing a news on, that was February 2024. They said they heard about one woman called Omalara Akitonde selling land to people, that if anybody fall into a trick and buy land from her, that the person just lose money, because there's a dispute on that land, which the case was still in court, not yet finalized. So after we now find out that all the interview that Marcus has did, denying the fact that I said the land was government acquisition land, they deleted the channel off YouTube. But we had some videos that I've already downloaded, where they were claiming that the land was genuine land, the land was not a government acquisition land. But later, after those who own those land, the community who owned the land went on Punch to release the news that the land was actually taken from them by Lagos State government and given to Omalara for the interest of for public interest, to build maybe a mini 100,000 producer, because the woman owns mid oil mining and petrochemical company. That was what the land was actually allocated for, to be the refinery, according to what the woman said. The woman, Omalara Elizabeth Akitonde, owns mid oil mining and petrochemical company. That was the company they used to defraud me. So after this whole thing, and I said, now that I've got to understand that this land is government acquisition land, you people should refund my money back to me. They promised to refund the money back in December 2023. They refused. They promised January 2020. They promised in December 2023. They refused. They promised January 2024. They refused. They promised April. They refused. They promised June, July. By June, they promised June, and Marcus now grant an interview that I say at the video. He said the land has been sold. They've gotten paid, fully paid for the land, and they will refund my money back to me in July 2024. Since then, all he has been trying to do was to sabotage the whole effort, trying to paint people, trying to paint me as if he helped me, and I was trying to discredit him or to reward him with evil. That was the narrative he was giving to people on his interview. Now, concerning what I said earlier, I said everybody. Now let's just even take aside of the fact that he said the land he take from me, and the land is trying to sell, that the land is genuine, because initially there was no land anywhere. Omolara Elizabeth Akitonde, I believe he laundered the money for Marcus Tibetan, because after he took that money from me, I had an information that he bought a house. He bought one house in Dublin Island. He bought one house there. That he later claimed that it was his son that bought the land. Okay. He said it was his son that bought the house. And what he told me personally was his own daughter bought the house. Then he told some other people that it was his son that bought the house, which contradicted each other. Now, and I said, okay, now this whole story, now you people should refund my money back to me. They refused to refund the money, even after they claimed that they sold the land and gotten paid for the land. Now, the point that I said people are not, what I said people are not paying attention to, that I've been saying, is that let everybody, the whole world, ask Marcus. I said Marcus took 71 million from me. That was how God exposed him, that he actually used voodoo to take the money from me. I thought the money I sent to Marcus was 65.5 million naira. Then when I was dragging it with him on WhatsApp, then I believe it was God that manipulated him to think he's smart by sending me his own bank statement showing the money that I sent to him about the land. On that statement, I now found out that I actually sent Marcus 71 million naira. And I set myself down for months asking myself, what was this money meant for? The land is 60 million naira. They said the lawyer fee is 5 million naira. I never met with any lawyer. I never discussed anything with any lawyer, nor whatsoever. And I asked Marcus, if you said you had not taken this money from me with your voodoo, then tell the whole world that the 70 million you took from me, what was it meant for? Because he said it on his interview. He said, I never discussed anything that has to do with commission with him. He said his mother told him when he was 4 years old that if you buy land for anybody or car, that you should never take anything called commission. And honestly, I never discussed anything called or related to commission or compensation. I never discussed that with Marcus. And there was no agreement, there was no such agreement between me and Marcus. But God now revealed to me that he actually used voodoo to take that money from me. Bring your bank statement. Everybody, all this interview that I've watched, he always tell them, this is the document, but he never showed them the document. And those gullible journalists that went to his house to interview him, they never asked for that document, then to show it to the whole world. At least this will justify you if I was actually lying on you. I said you use voodoo to take money from me, and the money you took from me was 71 million. You said it's 60 million. Later you said 65 million. Now explain to the world, how do you end up taking 71 million from me? And if you said I'm lying, bring the statement back. My own statement shows that I sent you that 71 million, because after he sent me his own statement, I have to go back to print my own bank statement to actually spot it. Maybe it was because I was actually thinking maybe he went to manipulate the bank statement. The reason why I said maybe he went to manipulate it is because for them to have gone on to go to YouTube, all the video, because the person who owns that YouTube was different. The person was just going to his church to interview him. Then after that, February 2024, when the community who owns the land now bring to the limelight that the land was still on dispute and the land was government acquisition land, they hacked that channel. They hacked the channel. The first thing they did from that channel before they deleted it was they first deleted the whole video, whereby he has already described saying the land was not government acquisition land, where he was praising the woman. They deleted the whole video on that channel. Then the next thing they do was to delete the channel. So for someone to do something like that was why I said initially I was thinking maybe they went to just manipulate the bank statement he sent to me. So I had to go to my own bank, print my own statement to cross-check the whole statement, and I noticed that the money that I actually sent to him was actually over 70 million naira. So I was now asking him now. I said, if you said you'd not had any intention to steal any now from me, you do not use voodoo on me, now come out and explain to the world, how do you end up taking 71 million from me concerning this land? The highest money I've given to you for free myself is just 500,000 naira that I gave to you voluntarily. Is 500,000 naira, and he will not deny that fact. And to tell you that another point that he actually used voodoo to take money from me. The first thing where it started was one day he borrowed 350 from me, 350,000 naira. I gave it to him. Second time he come again, he borrowed 500,000 naira. I gave it to him. Like interval, like month interval, not long like regular, not like different, like continuously or consecutively days. Then he came back the third time. He borrowed 1 million naira. I gave it to him. Then one thing told me, speak to me within myself, said, if this man come back again to borrow money from you, you should just know that this man is using something is using voodoo to take this money from you. And you're not just giving it to him out of your own good wish, but because of what he was using to obtain those money from me. And lo and behold, he came back again asking for 2 million naira. And I told him that, oh, I'm actually short of money now, but I can ask my friend, maybe he could borrow me that 2 million naira. Because he promised that if he take that 2 million from me, he called me on Thursday or Friday. He said he will be returning the money back to me on Monday. And now, like, I was just trying to I not play smart game with him there, saying that I will borrow the money from my friend, give it to him, then he will return the money back to me on Sunday, which I had no intention of borrowing any money for him. So I did not call him. Then on Monday, this man now called me on Monday, breaking on the phone, saying all sort of things. He was just blushing and he was just saying all sort of things on the phone, as if he kept that money from me, as if he kept that money with me, asking for his money. That was the way he was talking to me on the phone. He said, "Otoni mi fini yẹn o, mo ní kó yá mi 2 million. O down, èèyàn kan ti fún mi $10,000. Ó ní bàbá, kì í ṣe ẹ̀yin kọ́ ló yẹ kó kẹ́ máa owó ní níbi tí a wà." He now said the person gave him $10,000. Remember, the 350 he borrowed from me, he never returned. The 500,000 naira, he has not returned. The 1 million, he has not returned. But because I refused to give him that 2 million naira, that was why he was getting upset with me on the phone, as if he kept that money with me. Then, when this whole story now came out in 2023, I told him, you borrowed money from me. And I narrated the whole story that I was using voodoo to take money from me. He now rushed to the bank to refund the 1 million back. He now said that the bank network was down since 2023. Is yet to return the 850. So, assuming I had not declined giving him that 2 million, that was how he intended to keep increasing the money more and more until he now take that 71 million from me. Now, what I'm asking him is that don't just say with your mouth. If you claim that you have not taken 71 million from me, bring the same statement. I have the statement with me, so it's not something that you can lie about. Bring that statement out that shows all the transactions I sent to you concerning that land. We show 71 million naira. Then explain to the world, how do you end up taking that 71 million from me? And remember, you've already spoke to the world that you never take any commission from me. I had never given you any commission. You and I had no discussion or any agreement on me paying you anything called commission. And you have said it on different occasions. On the interview, said people who are trying to to speak on the money he defrauded me. He said those ones that were trying to take the commission, they were trying to take commission from me. He said the commission that he ran away from. He said those ones they were trying to take the commission from me. He said that was why they were helping. That they wouldn't have helped if not because they were intending that the intention was to take commission from me. He was trying to discredit those people who were trying to help. That was what he was trying to do. He was trying to discredit them as if they were not helping on their goodwill. Like they were doing that because like as if it was there when I made agreement with them, as if like I want to give them commission, which there's nothing like that before. But he was trying to discredit their efforts in trying to speak the truth about this whole thing. Now, the question I'm asking him that I want the whole world. If he said this whole thing was just me trying to spoil his name, trying to propaganda, and all this was just propaganda, there was no truth. If that was what he keeps saying to the people. Now let him come out. Marcus, show the world the statement showing all the money that I sent you concerning this land from February 2023, 2022. Till July, because they didn't take the money from me once. They take that money from February till July 2023 and 2022. So, and that statement he gave to me was just on one page. Because whenever I want to give him money, he normally send me his first bank account, or he he normally sent me one lady called Tony's account. That lady is called Tony in his church. He normally gave me that lady's account whenever I want to dash him money. So the money I sent to him concerning this land, he gave me a UBA account, which he never sent to me before for anything except for that land. And I sent the whole money to inside that account, 71 million. Let him now explain to the world that Timileyin was actually lying. No, he never takes 71 million from you. This is the bank statement. Now let everybody check the transaction under the name Timileyin David. Let them do the calculation. Let them do the sums up. Then what do they arrive at? Then everybody will see the truth that he actually took that money from me with his voodoo. Because he himself, when he was taking the money from me, it was out like he was just enjoying the money he was taking from me. He never thought, he never imagined in his wildest dream that God will actually bring light to all he was doing. So maybe he forgot that he actually take more from me. Or because if he actually knew that he took 71 million from me, maybe he wouldn't have sent me that bank statement. The case to the EFCC in June 2023. It took almost to October before we adopted it. And when he heard that I took the case to EFCC, he ran out of Nigeria for almost 3 months. Then he now came back. He said the EFCC cannot arrest him. He said he even thought that when he was coming back to Nigeria, when he got to the airport, he said he thought they were going to show up. Then he already had the plan. He made up his plan on how to beat them. He demonstrated that inside his church. That was going to beat the EFCC forces before the government comes. He said that police can never come to arrest him in his house. Because when the story actually came out, because this was actually much more than physical. When the story came out in June 2023, he attempted to kill himself spiritually. But you notice like this, people will ask you what is the proof. But he knows what he did. Because when he did it, he ran out of Nigeria, thinking something will happen to him, to his son, not me, before he came back. He said in 3 months, he said people will see what will happen. I still have the video. He said in 3 months, people will see what will happen. I just laugh. Because after he went, he came back to the glory of God. I'm strong. Nothing happened to me. Maybe he has spiritually bound them not to ever remember anything concerning him, or not to even arrest him now. I said he ran out of the country, then he came back, said nothing will happen. He said he was even bragging inside the church, said no, they can never come. But maybe because he had the influence of that woman, that even reminds me. The woman he introduced to me as former first lady of Ogun State was actually lie. The woman was never a former first lady of Ogun State. That was why I said both of them, they both planned that to defraud me. I don't know the lawyer the lawyer obtained there, because most of this thing that was happening, everything was mostly, I think he was just controlling the whole thing spiritually. The lawyer out of I don't know what happened to him. Every day was just like maybe he's busy. And whenever I asked, he said the EFCC keeps saying that they will do their job. I said, what if I was asking the lawyer, what if this man run again? He said even though he's not in Nigeria, they can always get him anywhere. That was what the lawyer keeps saying. He said the EFCC said they will do their job, but nothing happens. When I was trying to involve the police, a friend of mine, I had a friend who was in the force. They said they were not going to interfere with anything that has to do with land cases. That it is a civil case that has to be taken to court. And the reason why I didn't take the case to court was because the man was bragging. He was even trying to send me to the court before the case even come out. He was already sending me messages inside my WhatsApp messages, asking me to go to court. He said if I go to court, he said that nothing will happen. He said the case might be in the court forever. My demand is just simple. Marcus defrauded me, and I want the Lord, I want the law to take its course, to take my money back for me. Because this money we are talking about now, when I gave him that money, the money was around $120,000. It's even over $120,000 as of then, because dollar was 575 when he took this money from me in 2022. Everybody can go back and do the mathematics. Everybody who can make research to know the exact amount of dollar to this thing when he took the money from me. As at now, the money has devalued a lot. And again, to give me my money back, and I want the law to take its course. Why? He used his voodoo to take that money from me, which is 71 million, which he believe nobody will ever know. Which is why I'm even contemplating on that. I'm emphasizing on the fact that he used voodoo to take 71 million from me and not 65 in what he claimed that he took from me. So for someone who claimed to be a prophet to have done something like that to someone who was once a church member, if the Lord refuse to take his course, this man will continue doing that, because you believe that even though if we involve in something more deadly than that, nothing will happen to him, because he was bragging in short that police can never come to his church to arrest him or to his house to arrest him, and he said the EFCC cannot do anything to him in a country whereby we have law and constitution. So if he's not being prosecuted for what he did, he will continue doing that, and nobody knows who's going to be his victim tomorrow. So that is what I want the government to just take the course, go through this whole thing, know who is being truthful and who is lying between I and Omolara Akitonde Elizabeth, who owns Mid Oil Mining and Petrochemical Company, and Marcus Tibetan, because both of them, they use that company to defraud me. Even that company should be seized, and that land should be withdrew back from Omolara Akitonde, because the land was given to her for the purpose of building the refinery, but he chose to sell that land because that was what they used to defraud me. The land was not it's not a sellable land, but they used that land to defraud me. I believe Lagos State should take that land from that woman for trying to use that land for his own personal gain, and for the law to take their course on both of them. Because I had an information that they've done that to a lot of people. Even Marcus, I confronted him on like 2 or 3 cases that I heard about him, and what he was saying was that he doesn't have any genuine reason for doing that. That means he has been doing that for a long time, believing nobody can question him. If someone like that is not brought to book, he will continue doing that, and nobody knows who's going to be his victim tomorrow.